Welcome, students, to week 5 of marketing class. And this week is a big week, so you got to get prepared to put some time in for this week. There are quite a few things to go over. You have a total of 3 assignments, along with some reading to do. And this week, we are really getting into the distribution channels of your product, and also you're getting into online versus brick and mortar facilities. So there's a huge difference really between online and brick and mortar sales, and the gap is getting a little closer to how much retail business is done online and how much or business is done in person. So we're going to go over that here in a few minutes. So first of all, we'll pop open the competency and assignments piece. So you have an assignment called it's a retail presentation assignment. I'll go over that in a few minutes. Need to read chapter 12 in the online text. There's some more media to be read in Blackboard. I want you to complete rounds 2 through 3 of the sim game. And for the assignments, there's some reflection on each one of those. So I will go over the sim game in a separate video, so you don't have to worry about that right this second. Okay, so if we're gonna go down to this second one, and I want to discuss this one in detail. Obviously here's chapter 2, and then another article, but this one here called "Read the Retail versus E-commerce." There's some really great information in here that I want you to be aware of. Now, this is dated a few years, so take that into consideration. But it's still very interesting to see the how online sales have continued to increase over the years. That should be really no surprise. I think we all do quite a bit of online sales, but yet it's still just a small percentage of total sales. So in 2019, for example, there was $3.7 trillion in total sales, and in all the way in 2021, that bumped up to 4.5 trillion in online sales in the United States. As you can see, though, the high percentage of the sales is actually still happening in the retail brick and mortar facility. So, for example, in 2019, it was about 15.5%. That's before COVID. The sales was done through e-commerce. It's only jumped up about 4% since that time frame. So we're still saying that at least 80% of all sales takes place in a brick and mortar facility. As you can see, there's some of the growth of the of sales, and here is just those numbers broken down a little bit more. It's not to say that it's not going to change. Like, I think that it's very important for us as potential marketing experts to understand that, yeah, that could change to the point where we're at 25, maybe 30% here in the next 10 years. But still, there is a place for brick and mortar, and there's some reasons behind that. I think in a brick and mortar facility, people still go there for the reasons of customer service, maybe a wider selection. That's where they're making their returns. They're places that they're comfortable and used to in like a retail sales situation. Apparel, you might go to a place because you can try it on. I think it's frustrating for people, and it's time consuming for people to order some apparel or shoes or what have you online, and then having to return that several times. So getting the fit in person is still really important thing for people to be able to do. So you're going to go ahead and read through these different pieces. It's going to help you with your assignment, which is a retail presentation. So you're actually going to create a PowerPoint presentation. Your PowerPoint presentation should be 7 to 10 slides long. You're going to record an audio, much like I'm recording now, to explain the different components of your PowerPoint presentation. So you're going to research 2 similar retail stores. You're going to go to these stores in person and check them out. Okay. So let's say, for example, that you're into sporting goods, right? perhaps you go to Dick's and you go to Play It Again Sports, and you compare and contrast the two retail locations on how the store is set up, the characteristics of that store, the location, perhaps the atmosphere. Explain how they offer their products. Is it a clean store? Um, Describe how their visual uh, promotional materials looks. But just describe it in general. Outline the range of products, pricing for similar products. Go through the store with a keen eye for what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong, and explain that in a PowerPoint presentation. Um, if you see that they're promoting anything online through their in-person store, check it out. Sometimes they'll have QR codes or posters for special events or special pricing or to order things that are not in the store. Okay. Here is kind of the details of that assignment. Okay. It gets into a little bit more details on what the expectations are and how you're going to get graded for that. All right. So that is what your assignment will be for this next upcoming week. And there are a couple more assignments, and they're related to the sim game. So I'm going to create a additional video that is going to be for you to explain how the sim game is going to go, what you're going to be doing for this week, and how to turn in your reflection on those. All right. Have a great day.